welcome back to Celebrity with Nene. So I'm Nene, and today I have Johnny, Reese, and Sean with me, and we are going to be recapping the most recent episode of Life During Lockup. Alrighty, guys. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to give my synopsis of each couple, and then I'll ask everyone on my panel what is their thoughts on that particular couple. And sometimes we agree, sometimes we don't agree. But hey, everyone is entitled to their own opinion. All right, so the first couple I'm going to start out with is Haley and Dalton. All right, so we see Haley. She's headed to the prison to go see Dalton, and so she says that she wants to confront him. I'll come back and talk about this whole her confronting him thing. But Dalton says they show us a clip of Dalton, and he says he has to talk to Haley in a week, and that's not usual for them. All right, and the producers also asked him in his clip, does he keep in contact with his exes? And again, Dalton doesn't want to talk about it. This is becoming a theme. The producers are asked Dalton a question, he doesn't want to answer it, and he'll leave it alone there. But he's perfectly okay with talking about his love for Haley. But anything that might seem like he doesn't love her, he doesn't want to answer, I feel like. All right, so we see that Haley is actually doing a pop up at the prison. Okay, so I don't know. When she said it, I was just like, I don't think that's how visitations at prisons work, where you could just pop in and out whenever you want to. This isn't his personal house. And so once she goes to the prison, she goes inside and she's not able to see Dalton. They won't let her. So as she's driving away, Dalton calls her and tells her that he wants to read something to her. And so he reads off, his expressions of his love to her or whatever. And then, once he gets done with that, she gets into it with Dalton over the phone. She's asking him about did he take money from her to basically give his ex-girlfriend, and then she also says that all of her checks go to him and that she spent over $20,000 on him, and he turns around and says to her that he's in prison and that's what she should do. And so they're fighting. Of course, and she tells him she doesn't love him anymore. He ends up hanging up on her. But after he hangs up, the producer still has the camera on him, and he says that he still loves Haley. All right, so what did y'all think about Haley and Dalton?
Well, first of all, I don't understand why she couldn't schedule a visit, because he said it's been a week since she talked to him. So if you haven't talked to him in a week, somewhere during that week, why couldn't you schedule a visit? And then that way you can talk to him face to face like you wanted to. But I don't know. Whatever. But when he was saying, Haley is the love of my life, and he made this face. I don't know if y'all saw the face he made, but it looked like a lie, like he was lying.
Yeah.
He was like, Haley is the love of my life. I'm like, what was that? What was that? So y'all know she one of my favorites. I mean, she's silly, like she's very naive, but even though it was, I don't know if I believe that she really done with him like that, and I haven't seen any previews for the next one or anything. But just knowing how naive she is and how he confident that he's not gonna lose her, he probably isn't right now. But I was glad that she did at least attempt to stand up for herself, and she was like, "You're using me. I'm done with you." And he was like, "If you got a man in prison, ain't that what you're supposed to do? Is send him money and take care of him?" I'm like, no.
Not if you can't afford it,
Yeah.
And that's what it's starting to look like, because she's constantly screaming about why is he her responsibility, her responsibility.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And then him, just the fact that he wouldn't answer any of the questions and stuff, I'm like, okay, you just making it obvious that ain't what you trying, that you know what I'm saying, that you're not faithful, because they were like, have you ever talked to other females and you want to answer it? Did you give the money to the other girlfriend? He didn't want to answer it. So it's like, I mean, hopefully she don't get back in too deep with him, because when she see the show, it's gonna hurt her feelings pretty much. I mean, obviously it ain't gonna last. He's showing. I mean, we know he don't really like her like that. He just taking her money. Um, maybe he love her for what she's doing, but he's not in love with her, or maybe he don't even care about her. He just using her. I don't know. But the thing that got me with them was pretty much that face he made in the beginning. I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, there you go. Okay. I said, because you remember last week I was saying he's so like good with his words and so smooth.
Mhm.
And I was like, man, I can see why she believes it. But when they showed his face afterwards, because he looked dead serious, then all of a sudden it looked like, I don't know, he gave his face away. And I was like, wow, okay. I guess on the phone you can like trick somebody if they can't see your facial expressions. Because that, I was mad at him for her for that face he
Mhm.
made. I'm like, I ought to punch you in your face. Make it
Yes.
like making a little smirky. It wasn't even a smirk, but it was like a little psych. But can y'all tell I'm saying psych? Like I don't know. It was a weird face he made that I was like, mm. So
You know something else that also got to me, and I felt like Haley was gonna fall for it when he was like, "I got something I need to read to you, something that I
oh
wrote."
yeah,
I was like, "Wait a minute, he hasn't talked to you in a week. I'm pretty sure he's talked to his mom, and he knows she went to go see his mom, so she probably already knows what is the deal. I mean, I'm sorry, he knows what is the deal. So of course he's gonna sit down and write something." So that if he can get you on the phone, or if you do pop up for a visit, he's got something to make it seem like, oh, you're the love of my life. I was
mhm,
like, oh, that is. I was like, she better not fall for what he's saying right now.
yeah. And she even said like chances are they don't allow same day visits, so I'm probably not gonna be able to see him, but I'm gonna go try. I don't get what it is with this whole just giving. I mean, just trying something that you think is probably not going to work. Then just follow the rules, and then you know for sure you'll be able to see him. That's why I'm
Right.
not understanding. Like I feel like this is happening all through the episode, and I'm like,
Mhm.
y'all with these risk taking. I'm like, ain't no way I would even drove all the way up to the jail. The only thing I would say was positive from that is if he really could see her, because I think she might have flipped him off or something.
She did, yeah.
Yeah, I thought that's what she did. So that might be the only positive is that if he was looking, she flipped him off.
Mm.
So he at least saw it. You know what I'm saying? But other
Mm.
than that, she wasted it. That was a waste of gas driving over there.
Yeah. So I don't know how far she drove, but you're right. That was a waste of gas
Even
to
if it was
just
two
drive up
minutes.
there. And
Even
it's
if it
like,
was 2 minutes
it's
or whatever.
not like
Still a
he's
waste.
at some foster home or something. He is locked away in a prison. They do
Yeah,
not allow people to just trollop in and out of there. I
yeah,
I don't know why they're not thinking like that, but
yeah.
you can't just do those type of things when someone is
Mhm.
locked up. Okay. Any other thoughts on Dalton and Haley this week? Oh, I thought Sean was about to say something. No? No other thoughts?
Yeah, I thought Johnny was. Um,
Oh.
the what about the flipping part, flipping him off? Uh,
Mhm.
he ain't see that. Ain't no way he saw that from the distance that they were, and um, so I do agree that was a waste of a trip. She should have planned it better. The producers should have even had. I think the producers probably had something to do with it because she wasn't. They was not going to be allowed to go in there.
Right.
So since they couldn't go in there, they weren't gonna be able to hear what happened. So the um the letter, when he
Mhm.
wrote the letter, yeah, I agree. He had time to get his thoughts together because his mom probably gave him heads up. Mom probably chewed him out, and he's like, okay, I need to get this one because I don't want to lose my meal ticket. So try to write her a little love something. And I was listening to it, and I was like, man, I agree with Reese. I was like, and you too, Nene. I was hoping that she didn't fall for the letter, because she's so naive and she's so in love with him. But because she was so angry at the moment, um, it really didn't matter what he would have wrote. Um, but I'll probably say it because she was really going off on him. And
Oh, she was.
and she didn't really give him a chance to lie and say that the money was not for someone else. He should have said that. He should have said I bought those pictures for some ramen noodles, and then spent that 500 on that. Should have left them alone. But
Yeah.
in a way, I felt bad for her. But then again, too, she had a whole lot of people was warning her. And she's saying she felt so used. She could have spent all that money on her kids. Um, she should have did that. She should have listened to her support system, and she was just kind
Mhm.
of going from person to person, trying to find someone that would agree with her, so she can say, "Okay, I got this one person on my side, and
Right.
now I can go forward because I got one person agree with me out of 20." And then when she was telling him that everybody's on my side with this here, I was like, "Oh, okay, then these people been on your side from the jump, because they've been warning you from the jump." But
Mhm.
sometimes people from Missouri, you got to show them. So she got that Missouri blood in her, and she had to see for herself that Dalton is not the guy. Now I did see the preview where they're going to wind up talking on the video call, but I hope that she do not fall for the hype, because she had made a comment that I was like, wow. She's saying that he is so good with his words that he should
Mhm.
run for president and he could be the president. Now
Right.
6 years ago, I probably would say, nah, that ain't possible. But because of what happened 4 years ago, the last guy, I was like, well, maybe he could get in office with his words and manipulate people. But she fell for the okie doke. She got her
Mhm.
feelings hurt. She got to tell him off, and hopefully she move on from that part. Now she's gonna give him opportunity to explain himself in a way that is good, but then again, no, because you don't need the closure. You already got, the proof is in the pudding. You already got all that you need to know, because the only thing he's gonna do from now on is lie. Especially when he told her that, which I thought was funny too, was that's what you're supposed to do. You know, you're supposed to take care of me. It's like, but y'all not married. That's not her responsibility.
Right.
She didn't go in. Y'all wasn't in a relationship when you went into prison. So why do you believe that's her responsibility? Now that also tells me that he probably think those other women that's sending him money
Exactly.
is their
I think
responsibility too.
that's how he talks it into himself that he's not being a bad guy. If this is what they're supposed to do for me, I'm not doing anything wrong because this is
Hmm.
what they're supposed to do for me.
Right, right, and like you
The
said, he
classic
believed right.
narcissist.
So, but yeah, that's it. Hopefully, she have enough sense next week, when they do the video call. She just let him say his piece, and she said
Mhm.
deuces and move on.
Yeah.
And hopefully, she don't fall for it again with another prisoner, and find someone that's there, so that way you can just pop up on them, and when you expect them of doing something, you just pop up on them and
Yeah.
catch them in the act. Because in prison, you ain't gonna never catch him in the act of talking with another woman.
Oh,
So.
absolutely not. But
But,
the sad part about it is, like this episode, she did chew him out. She was arguing back with him and standing up for herself. But the mere fact that she has all of the evidence, everything's right there in her face, the fact that she still wanted to go there and see him face to face, I think because she knows he'll talk her out of what she already knows. And I think ultimately she does want to be talked out of it. She wants to believe that, she wasn't used. And she knows that she goes and sees him face to face, that's what he's going to say to her. Because there's no reason for you to go back up there to that prison. And then I did not catch the previews for next week, but if she's up there at that prison, she's not done yet.
oh, nah, I think she's at house. It's on the phone. They're doing
Oh,
It's
it.
she
on the
talked to him
phone
on the
with them.
phone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. Johnny, do you have anything for them this week?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much the same with what everyone said. I
Mhm.
don't think she really, I don't think she actually went to the prison with the thought she was going to confront him in person, because she knew that they could only get 2 visits, I think she said, a
A month.
day
A
or a
month.
month, and she had not planned to visit him. So I think that's one of those setups for the camera to show I'm big and bad and I'm not going to fall for this and
Mhm.
blah, 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 blah. And I think when he called her and she just answered it um, because obviously she hasn't been answering his calls for the last week. So
Mhm.
then all of a sudden you answer his phone call while the camera's rolling to throw out how mad you are. And I don't doubt that she's not mad, but
Oh yeah, I believe she's
I
she's
just
mad. She might even be hurt.
Yeah,
but I don't
she's
think she's done. I think
yeah,
that's
no, I don't think she's done. Um, and that's pretty much all I had. And good and well, no one could see that far from that window. Who's out there and who's
You
giving
don't
the
know what kind
finger?
of gear they got. He might have made us some little binoculars or something up in there.
You
Like,
right, you
No,
right.
he
He
ain't
got
got
some
time.
glasses
contraband
and got
binoculars.
cut the bottoms
He ain't
off.
had time for that. He
You know
was on
that's
the phone with
that's
his next
contraband.
meal ticket.
Yeah,
You don't know what he can see. That man might have good eyesight. Just because we can't see that far don't mean he can't see that far.
She couldn't see him. She ain't see
yeah,
him herself.
Well, she of course
yeah.
she can't see him because she ain't gonna be able to see through the windows.
But then it
But
goes to
you
show
don't
she
know what
listens to
he can
everything
see.
he says. Because I don't know if you guys caught it, but she said he's told me before he's seen me over here.
Yeah, that's why I said that's why she thinks he can see her and why she did it. But I don't know. Either way, he'll see it when he see the show. So
She ain't
Yeah.
got the lie, Craig. She ain't got the lie.
he probably has told her that though.
Yeah, I'm sure you probably told her that, but
And I
she
mean,
believes
if
the
you
hype.
can see from there, I'm sure they look out because they want to see the world. They don't want to just see other men in prison. So I'm sure if there's a spot where they can see people, they probably figure out how to look. I would. Shit, I'm nosy.
He ain't had time. He was on the phone with his other women. He got to replace that 20 grand he just lost.
Yeah, that's true. He's gonna have to replace that 20 bands. All right. So the next couple was Indy and Harry. Okay. So it picks right up with Indy trying to get to the halfway house to see him, and they show us again, her freaking out because she can't see him. Then she gets a call from Harry telling her to come inside. So her and her mom they go back, and she goes inside and she gets to see Harry. And so apparently they had a good interaction in there. The mom, she was even pleased with the interaction that they had. And so she basically tells Andy, now you can go home because he's not out. There's no point in you being here, which I do agree. There's no point in her and that baby being there. And so she calls up one of Harry's relatives and tells them to, meet her basically at her hotel. So she's going to meet up with his family. All right, so Harry's mom, I like Harry's mom. So I hope, because apparently they're going to be on the next Love After Lockup. So hopefully we get some more of Harry's mom. All right, so Harry's mom says she thinks Indy is crazy. And his mom says he picks the crazy ones. And they basically say that Harry tends to rush as well. Okay. Harry's family tries to advise Indy that they think they need to take their time, which I feel like that's good advice to give. And then they also mention that they don't like how her daughter is already calling Harry Poppy Daddy already, which and I agree with that. I know we've discussed it before. Um, yeah, I think it's a fine line, like allowing your kids to call somebody else, whether it's mama or daddy. Um, there's a fine line that you're crossing when you're doing that. So, what were your thoughts on Indy and Harry this week?
Um, I mean, I guess it's cool that she got to see him. She said they couldn't talk to each other; they had to like interact through glass or whatever. But
Hmm.
um, they were doing little kissy faces and saying they loved each other and stuff. So that was cool. And then I guess I know Indy's mom was saying he is handsome, so she approved, I guess, of his looks at least. But she said he ain't getting out that easy. He still gotta like, you know, show her that he ain't what they found out he is. Um, and then I like the mom too. I like look at her little outfit. Like she came up with a little dress on, a little short dress. I like look at the mama. But no, I mean she was. I liked her. She was like, see, Indy's crazy, and I agree because why do you keep bringing up your psychic to everybody? Like to
Right.
me, if you talk to a psychic, you talk to a psychic, but you don't need to tell everybody that you encounter. Yeah, my psychic said blah blah blah. My psychic said blah blah blah, and that's what she keep doing, and it to me is hurting everybody's opinion of her because she's already kind of just like, woo, like she's a bit much.
Yes.
Um, like how when the way she appears to be moving so fast. Then they were like, the little girl was all, puppy daddy, puppy daddy, puppy daddy. So they probably like, ooh, she's crazy too, the little girl. They were like, got a crazy mama. Oh gosh, what is he getting himself into? I think the little girl was just excited because she wanted to see him. Um, but it all came off kind of maybe crazy or bad because they didn't see the little girl in maybe a calmer state. And then of course, it doesn't help that she's over there talking about, oh yeah, my psychic said it's gonna be turmoil at first, it's gonna be this and it's gonna be that, but then it's gonna be good at the end. And then it just, I don't know. She making herself look bad. I was just happy that her family was there and they came off because she was saying don't embarrass me, but really like her family made her look better because they were normal. Um, because I think without seeing the family, I'd be like, ooh, what kind of mess does she come from? Because she all over the place. So really, if she just let them talk, and she said minimum, they might not have as bad of an opinion of her.
Mhm.
Um, I think that's pretty much it. Because I agree, like the calling him Poppy Daddy. I would. I mean, I don't think it's a problem because the little girl's dad ain't in her life that she calls another man dad or whatever, but like wait till either they're actually married or wait till they spend some time in person. But I do think it's cool that he is really sweet to her daughter. Um and that he seems like he really care about her daughter. So I mean that's a good thing because he could be like, I don't want nothing to do with your kids. But he ain't been like that. So that's a good thing in a sense. But they do seem to just be moving too fast. I don't know. But I mean,
Yeah,
I don't remember how long they've been talking either. Um,
Here, right?
so I guess that ain't wanting to get married and stuff. That's not too fast, but it's just, do they really? I don't know. I mean, I guess talking for a year, they might know each other. I don't know.
No, I don't
huh.
think you know anybody till you live with them.
Yeah,
You
that's true. That's true.
I think
The
if
truth
they
of
were
everything
both
comes out.
out in the free world, I wouldn't necessarily say that that was too quick. However, considering the fact that they have never seen
Met.
each other in person before that, they are kind of moving a little bit quick because people they have all kinds of quirks, and some of these
Mhm.
quirks you don't even know until you
Yeah,
have just been around them, hanging out with a few hours. He could
I
have
think.
body well,
Well, I think
he
even
he
living with
could.
people
His
can
breath
change
could
their
stink.
opinion.
There's all kinds of things that could occur.
Hmm.
Can
Yeah.
she handle those quirks? You know, that's
Oh, can he handle her quirks?
exactly yeah.
Yeah.
And he's
So yeah, it's vice
23.
versa.
I just can't imagine going back out in the dating world, dating somebody 23 and thinking we're going to get married in a year. Like,
Well,
and
she
I've only
was pretty
talked to
young. She
him.
was 27 or something.
She's
She's
29,
29.
isn't she?
29. Oh, okay.
Mhm.
And then you only talk to this person, what, twice a week for 2 minutes? I mean, outside of the letters that they probably have on copy, they get the copier going and mailed to all the mass women they're talking to. How else would you really
Mhm.
know
Yeah.
who this person is? And then I don't remember, did she say she gave him money too?
Yeah, she has.
Mhm.
See, I don't believe it's love until they're not giving money, until it's Gabby's situation.
Right. And that's the other thing. Like, if he was out in the free world, would she be giving him money? Would she be really
Right,
taking care of this man like
like
this?
that. Mhm.
So, you don't even know how he is. Like, is he a worker type or is he the type to quit his job every couple of months?
Mhm.
Where she's constantly going to have to be taking care of him. Um, that's just the thing about that. And the other thought about, her boyfriend calling, I mean, her daughter calling her boyfriend daddy. If y'all break up, the next man you get, is she calling him daddy too? Does she get a
Probably.
new daddy every couple of years?
Probably if they treat her good.
So that's just another thing about it. But outside of that, I mean,
But I mean, if she letting her daughter video call with a convict, I'm sure she meets every boyfriend.
very true. All right. So any other thoughts on Indy and Harry?
Yeah, the daddy thing, I have a problem with it. Uh, but uh, but I wonder, do she know if the child knows that her father's not in the picture, um, type thing? Because I know she said he's a pop up dad. He pops in, pops in. So I wonder, do he have any type of relationship with his daughter? To where she have seen him. But even that, because like you had said, so what if the next guy come in? Gonna call him daddy too? and then keep on calling dad until you get to the right dad. They're gonna confuse that child. And then the crazy comment from the mother, Harry's mom. I just thought that was just too funny because oh girl, the way she just waving her hands while she talking about her psychic this, psychic that. I was like, yeah, she is coming off a little bit crazy. And sometimes it's best to, like Risa said, minimize. Don't talk as much because you keep on going on and on and on and on. People start to think that okay, something wrong with you. So she I think they are moving too fast because, like you all was saying, she don't really know her because I mean they don't know each other because in prison he's trapped behind bars and he gonna tell her everything that she wants to hear to keep her to continue to give him what he wants, and he might have feelings for her, but until like we said, Johnny said, until it's a Gabby situation, uh, do you really know? And she really won't find out until they get into once he come out, and she should wait. Like everybody is saying, wait. You didn't got to rush that. She can wait 3 months to after he get out, live with him for 3 months, figure out if
Mhm.
this is the guy you want to spend the rest of your life with. Do you really want this man around your baby? Instead of what you see on the camera, or what you see on the here on the phone, or what you see on the paper. Because if I want something from you, I'm going to tell you everything you want to hear until I get what I want. And then once I got what I want, I'm going to move on. Now if you can convince me during that time frame that I'm trying to get what I want from you, that you the one for me, then maybe I might stick around. But if not, after you don't have nothing else to offer, I'm moving on to the next sucker. And that's just the way I think that he is because he's young, and only thing he know is hustling. So
Right.
he don't know anything else. Now, hopefully, he's not that type of person, and hopefully, he have changed because I know back in the day, people would say about people go to prison and they get that prison religion. So they in prison, they believe in whatever religion they believe in, and they roly holy rollies. And then once they come out, they're not that saint that they were once they was locked up because they're not exposed to everything else in the world. So as long as and then plus, I also think in one of the previews of the next show, she suspects him of cheating. So we shall see, maybe because you know how they edit everything, so it could be nothing. But yeah, I think they are moving too fast. And and two, another thing I thought was funny because how Johnny had brought out when they first moved up there, and they only had 3 boxes in the truck. Now when they was
Mhm.
moving,
Yeah, I was like, where did all those boxes come
Where did it
from?
all come from? That was not in there.
uh, yeah, so I was like, man, here they go again. They watching our show, and they was like, okay, we need to edit this. We need
Add
to
some
flip
more
this
boxes.
because she had a whole lot of boxes going into that truck on the way.
Yeah, and when they were in their rooms, you never saw those boxes sitting
No,
around there.
mm-mm,
Right.
mm-mm. So
So
That's
I
you
was
know,
crazy.
wondering where were they pulling the boxes from to put onto the truck?
they went to
Yeah,
the U-Haul place and bought some empty boxes, and they stacked it up.
Yeah, I was
So
like, I know she doesn't have a storage unit. What is going
no,
on here?
no,
it's
and I don't think
crazy.
they bought anything because she says she's on a tight budget. So yeah, so I just thought that was just crazy, and I was like, man, get out of here. That's a whole lot of boxes. Now I am glad that she do had enough sense to leave and go back home instead of
Right.
trying to stay there. And then when she had made that comment into the confession thing about now that gives the Harry's people an opportunity to try to break them up. And I was like, well, that's crazy. These people are sick. They're not gonna be up there trying to break you all up. Now, if anything, they'd probably be telling Harry, y'all moving too fast, and try to convince him to slow it down. But to get rid of her, I don't think they would do that. And the that's just what you call it. So if they wants to work it out, I think she should just take her time, move a little bit slow, and still ain't nobody saying don't marry the man. Just get to know him and make sure that's what you want because marriage is a serious thing. And it shouldn't be something that you just play with lightly. If you're gonna
Right.
be with the person, be with the person, and then move on from there, and then work things out as y'all get together. But get to really know the person before you just go ahead on and marry that individual. Because, like you said, on the a leopard can hold a spice for but so long. Because eventually a leopard got to attack, and get its prey, because it can hide in the bushes and the deer don't see it. But when it's time, it's going to come out and going to attack. Now, hopefully she can, not just her, but hopefully he too, because do he really wants to be with someone that just keep on going and going and going and going? And then when it's some time to make a decision, and he wants to make a decision, and she be like, "No, wait, let me call my psychic and see what my psychic say." So yeah, they're gonna have to. She crazy. Yeah, yeah.
All right. So, Johnny, do you have anything to add for this week? All righty. So, we'll jump right into Ty and Hottie. Okay. So, we see Ty is waiting on a video call from Hottie. Okay. So, he never actually comes on. It showed, in the system that the call was canceled. So she feels that Hottie knows about the fight and he doesn't want to face her and have to talk to her about it. But then Hottie calls her on the phone. And so, of course, he's laying it on thick for her, telling her that he loves her. And you can tell she's eating it up because she's like, tell me that you love me. You know. And so she gets off the phone with him and she says that she believes him and but she wants to know what it is that Boston has to tell her. And my thing was, I'm sitting there like, okay, why couldn't you have figured this out episodes ago? Like, why drag this out the way you have? All right, and so we find in a little bonus clip, we see that Ty has a toy that was running together for me. Sorry, guys. She has a toy that she has named Umberto. So he is a pleasure toy and she says she likes to use him on Sundays where her calls with her inmates. And so, in the next thing we see Ty, she meets up with Boston. Okay, so Ty's bringing her homegirl with her, and she reveals something about herself that I was like, okay, maybe this is part of the reason why you are dating inmates, or at least I think this is. She says that she thought she was protected from these type of situations because her man is in prison. So she thought she wouldn't have to worry about any cheating or other girls. All right. And so they play back, production's crazy. So they play back clips of Heidi talking to each one of the ladies at separate times, right? And so Heidi is on the phone telling each one, basically he's denying the other. And he's also telling each one that they are his number one. Apparently, that's his favorite thing, I guess, to tell the ladies, you're my number one. I'm loyal to you. And so Ty meets up with Hottie. Ty, she's being defensive and kind of rude. I'm like, I get it, you're still mad about the news, but if you're going to meet up with her woman to woman, you got to tone down some of this attitude. And so she also notices that Boston is wearing a Hottie hoodie. It's a hoodie with a picture of Hottie on it. I had to slow that down for a second there. And Ty doesn't like it, which, I understand why that would bother her, especially when she revealed that she has been asking Hottie to send her one of the hoodies, but he keeps saying that he can't get them. Um, and so that's pretty much where the scene ends with them. Oh, well, Boston had told Ty, I'm going to give you one more time, to come at me crazy because, she's trying to come to her woman and woman and talk to her. And I do believe that that's what Boston is doing. Boston is not being aggressive or anything like that, as she's answering all of Ty's questions. All right. So, what were you guys' thoughts on Ty and Hottie this week, or should we say Ty and Boston this
Ty
week?
and Boston.
Mhm.
Uh, Lord, I swear, I thought Boston was way more mature at the table. Ty came talking crap about her friend. Like it was the weirdest thing. You would think Ty was 20 something, not almost 40. And Boston broke it down. They used to live together up until he went to jail. Uh he really is. I don't think Boston sends him money. So again,
Mhm.
she really is his number one while he's using other women to get money. Um And the fact that she's wearing the hoodie. All of that should have been enough to say, you know what? I've been played. I'm out. Like, I think if it were me, if I saw the hoodie, I'd have been like, you know what? I'm out. I'm out. You've already shown me and told me everything I need to see in here. I'm out. You can have it. I'm done. And I would have been done with it. And it's just crazy to me to keep fighting her over this guy who you can finally clearly see ain't the guy you thought he was. He's been using you. Get over it and move forward with your other 20 jailmates.
Exactly. And that was messed up when she made the comment about Boston's friend's wig. I was like, that lady ain't did anything to you.
Hmm.
Like, stop being childish right now, Ty.
She made more comments. She made more than just that comment. When she first met her, she said something rude, and I was like, "Where is all that? How would you feel if she did your friend like that?"
Right.
And that's even what Boston said. We're not even here for all that. Why? Like, why are you coming? Why are you coming here like that? I'm just trying to get resolved. And that's like I told you when I remember saying before how she was able to even get Ty's information is because she has to have access to his stuff. And that's what she said. How do you think I got it?
Right.
I have his stuff. We live together. I don't know what else to tell you. So Titus needs to call it a wash. And I think it's so crazy because I just look at her and I'm just like, you're so pretty. And I just don't understand why you keep acting so stupid. You
I
could
mean,
have.
because I think the issue is, and we'll see a beautiful woman, and we're like, wow, how is she single? How is she so insecure?
Hmm.
It goes back; they have no personality,
Yeah.
and that's how they're not able to keep a man, or they're oh so insecure because they know they don't have what it takes to keep that man's interest.
Yeah. I don't know. And this time she did kind of attack her better than she did. That was funny when she told when she told Hottie, "Yeah, I'm at Boston and I beat her ass." I was like,
Yeah,
"Girl,
exactly. I'm like,
we
girl, what
watched
fight?
that video and
Yeah, you
you
didn't
Uh,
beat
beat
the air.
anything. Okay,
Your ass got beat because you tore up your nails.
exactly.
You left bleeding, not her." But
Yeah,
I guess to each his own. I don't know how you could watch that and be like, "Yeah, I won that."
right, exactly.
Oh goodness. But yeah, we'll see what happens, I guess, next week.
Yeah. All right, so Reese, what are your thoughts on?
Um, so I noticed a big old like dark spot on her face. Now, was that a bruise or was that like a birthmark? You know what I'm saying? Like I couldn't tell if that was something that she just didn't cover up with makeup, or if that was like from the fight. I was like, it looked like she had a big like thing right here on her head. Boston had a big
mm,
thing, so I guess maybe that sneak hit actually did hit her in the head. I don't know. So I guess
I
at the
thought it
end
was
of
a
the day,
birthmark because I would
birthmark.
think her eye would have been all red, like the
I don't know.
broken blood
Depends
vessels in
on
her
because it
eyeball.
wasn't that close. It was like
It was
kind of
back
like
here.
yeah. So if she
Oh
didn't hit
wow, I
this
didn't
part,
notice.
I
I
have to
gotta
go
see.
back and look to see if that spot is in other pictures. I mean, in other like in the past episodes before the fight. But I was wondering that. I was like, man, because I would have covered that up. So maybe it wasn't. That's why I wasn't covered up. But that kind of had excuse me had my attention. But another thing too that so I agree with everything that you said, Johnny, about her like saying that sweatshirt would have made me mad. Um, and I do feel like she just need to let it go. But I feel like she's not gonna let it go until she let it go on her terms
Mm-hmm.
because she wants that control. And if she lets it go because Boston makes her let it go, then she's gonna feel like it wouldn't on her terms, and she got to be the big and bad person, not the bigger person, but the big and bad one. So that's why she came in there with attitude, even though she's the one that needs answers, not necessarily Boston. Um, and yeah, she was super rude to the friend. She was rude to Boston. Like soon as she sat down, I do get where she was coming from when oh girl's like, I'm gonna give you one, I'm gonna tell you one more time. It's like, nah, you ain't gonna tell me nothing one more time. Like I understand her on that one. I wouldn't have took that comment either. Like,
But you know what? I get why Boston said that to her because
no, I
Boston
get
let,
it too.
yeah,
But
because
I'm saying
Boston
I
did
get
let a
why.
lot slide. She let more slide than what I probably would have let slide.
But
Especially when
I
she was
get,
going at my friend, I was like, wait a minute, my friend don't have nothing to do with this. Now, do we need to go back to the funeral home and finish this? You know,
but I get why Ty also got mad about that comment because it was coming at her like she was a kid, and she's actually
because she
probably
was
the oldest
acting
one.
like a kid.
It don't mean. I mean, I can act like a kid all I want, but if you talk to me like I'm a kid, I'm gonna get back even more childish and more petty and more whatever. So I get it. You know what I'm saying? And I agree with Johnny. Like, she actually, because I was kind of wondering how this fight at the end went down because when she jumped on the table, I'm like, dang, Boston's legs are probably still trapped under the
That's
table.
under the thing.
So when she
Yeah,
pushes it back, like she can't just get up. But the old girl got all the power right now.
she
So unless they
does.
broke it up right before it got bad, she might actually got a couple hits in this time.
Yeah.
But Boston did dip her finger in there and throw the water in her face as if like this chick already waiting for a reason to fight. Like I don't know why she did that. Um, I
I
know
don't
why she
either.
did it, but I don't know why. Because if I
Yeah,
see
because
somebody that's super aggressive like that, I probably wouldn't have done that.
I would have
Until I,
gotten up and done it.
yeah,
Because that's
I would have stood up and
yeah, then yeah, stood up and then
yeah,
did it, you know.
I probably
Yeah,
wouldn't even. It probably wouldn't have just been water them in.
It would
You
have been
know
the
what I'm saying?
glass.
Like, yeah,
yeah. But you
or
gotta
Who did
realize
that?
or
Boston,
something. I don't know.
Who
I was
like,
used to do
like,
that?
how,
Wasn't it Evelyn from Basketball Wives? She knew how to throw a glass of water at people.
hmm
Was it her? And just throw that glass of water, be up and ready. Because obviously, that's the starting
yeah,
of a fight, I guess. But just to sit there do it and not think that she wasn't gonna react
yeah,
or the way she
'cause
hopped up
she,
on that table and she had her by her hair, I was like, oh, now this
yeah,
could be able to say.
yeah.
yeah.
But you know what? If y'all notice, Boston was really cool. That would have been me because it's like, why are you giving me attitude? You jumped at me last time and you didn't even do anything to me. So I'm not afraid of you because I know you can't fight, you know? So I think that's what
That,
Boston allowed her, because Boston allowed her to go a little too long with the disrespect.
but I think it's because she realized like, oh, girl, just petty like that. Like she's not going to. So I think what she was doing, just getting out everything she had to get out before it
Hmm
turned violent. But I feel like she wasn't ready for it. And as soon as I threw the water, my legs would have been sideways or something.
I would
Like
have
you
I'd
wouldn't
have
have
got
caught
a
me.
pinch.
I wouldn't have did something that for sure is gonna start a fight if I wasn't
Mhm.
ready for the fight. I'm
Right.
like, you ever think you're gonna do that and she's gonna just sit there? What she gonna be like, whoa, God. Like, no,
Yeah.
this chick's gonna jump across, and she got on that table so fast. I'm like, man, I would have had to stand up, get my legs out, climb on top. I'm like, man,
Well,
she was very
that's
agile. She was
that's
very
like
agile.
premeditated, right? Because if it
Yeah,
were me and I figured that was supposed to be my starter to start the fight, I would have doused that thing full of lemon juice.
yeah, yeah. Look, and it wouldn't have been that. It'd have been the whole
It would have
glass.
been the
She
whole
gotta be like,
thing. Get all that in
yeah,
your eyes, get you burned up, and then we
yeah.
going.
Look, threw some salt in the water. Had salt in the water.
Yeah, because she would
I
have been
know,
shocked with
right?
that water hitting her in the face. So that would have given
Yeah.
you a few seconds to get around that
To
table
get
and
up.
get at her.
Yeah.
Or liquor,
Oh,
like
you like
something. It
sucker?
wouldn't have just been no flicks of water. Because I'm like, yeah, that just upset her. It irritated her. It didn't slow her down.
Right.
Like mine
But
Well,
would
you
she
have
know,
was already
burned.
mad. Let's be honest. She was already mad about that damn sweatshirt.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
she
yeah,
So
was.
she was
and
once she saw that, she was already like ready to go again.
yeah, I mean, she mad about the nudes. She mad about the sweatshirt. It's a whole lot that had that girl upset. So I don't know. Like I said, if I'm gonna flick water, throw water, all that, I'm also gonna be ready to get up because I know this
Right.
chick not gonna just sit there because she
Right.
it's almost like she was trying to keep herself sitting the whole time. Like she was just needing a reason to get up, and you gave it to her. So I mean, whatever happened at that point was kind of on Boston. But two other little quick things. So one thing that I noticed that I was like, man, Heidi is good with his words too because she said, "Do you love me and only me?" He was like, "Girl, I love you." You never said
Yeah.
only you. So I'm like, wow, wow. So if she didn't even catch that he didn't answer because I would have been like, and only me, and only me. I love you. Yeah, but only me. You know what I'm saying? I would have made him say
right.
that. And then the other thing was that oh man, I just lost it. Hold on. So when they were out there at the dang, I lost it. But yeah, that mess. I was like, Heidi is good with his words, and Boston just giggling and loving it. Oh, I know what I was gonna say. So I mean, at the end of the day, if she just don't take him so serious, maybe she can just be the side chick or the other woman, or they both dating them, whatever. But my thing too, like I feel like we giving Boston a lot of credit too, and I got it. She probably was with him for a long time or since she's young. But I mean, if he's doing this and he's causing a chick and you to fight all the time like this, like, is he really worth your time? You know, for Boston, like, especially if he gonna be in jail all these years, then you sitting here fighting other chicks because she was all like, I didn't know nothing about you or whatever. So that tells me there's probably been others. She didn't know about her, but what about all the other ones you knew about?
I
So
mean,
I'm
look,
like,
I'm not giving, Boston any credit. I'm just critiquing things that Ty has done that at
mhm,
her age she shouldn't be doing.
yeah,
She should know better. But with Boston, do I think she needs to reevaluate her situation with Hottie? Absolutely. Um, he is in prison and he needs to have his mind on other things, not women, trying to run through women and use women. He needs to be focused on other things.
mhm,
Um, so she needs to figure out, is that something she's willing to do? He can't even stay faithful to you while he's in prison locked up.
yeah.
Once he get out, what kind of life are you going to have with him?
That's what I'm saying. Like, she ain't got a good
Yeah.
one now. So it's like, you still young enough, you know what I'm saying? Get out there and find you another true
Mhm.
love. If you want to keep him on the side like old girl does and get you somebody else until you move on, whatever, do you, boo boo, because he doing him. But I'm like, but to remain faithful to him and be fighting chicks for him, I'm sorry. I need more than just a sweatshirt, and I got it, the time has been put in, but what are you getting out of it? Like, at the end of the day, because she has given him money. Apparently, she gave him her stimulus check and all that stuff. I'm sure that wasn't the first time if they've been together that long.
Oh yeah,
So,
absolutely not.
so I'm like,
Who
she
knows?
may
They
not
could
give it
have a
as
child
much.
together. Maybe that's where she got the extra stimulus money from. We don't know because
Well,
Ty
she
won't
gave
talk
me
to her.
600. That's only one person, unless
Yeah,
he.
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. She could have a child with him, and she gave him that child stimulus money.
Um,
You get what I'm saying?
yeah.
We don't know what the situation is with him and Boston because Ty has not allowed that conversation to go down so that we know. Because maybe that's what Boston is gonna, one of the things she's gonna reveal, that they have a child together. But Boston hasn't been able to reveal anything.
I feel like if you got a child and he doing you like this, like, definitely this is too much. Like, you shouldn't be out there fighting women for your man that's for your kid's dad or your man that's in jail. Like, I don't know. I just feel like they're both doing the most for somebody that they can't even have right now.
Yeah, who's going to
If
be in jail for
anything,
years,
if
Yeah, because he got like
anything,
40 years.
right,
decades.
like, if anything, enjoy the conversations if you still love him or whatever. But I'd be doing my own thing on the side because I'm like, why I'm remain faithful to you and you cheating on me? And it's nothing I can do about it because I can't prove that you're not fooling with these women until I find them and confront them. And like, how many women are you going to have to find and confront? So it's like they both, in my opinion, wasting their time, and they both come off dumb to me because they both tolerating something. You know what I mean? Like, nobody, like, it's like I'm his number one. Well, you want to be his only one, so he ain't for either one of y'all, in my opinion. I would say at least with Ty, she's also got other men on the side.
Yeah, and that's what makes her such a hypocrite right now because you're fighting with this girl over this dude when how many dudes are you dealing with? You look silly.
I think they both look silly, but yes, she looks dumb because she's too old to be doing all this.
Yes, she's too old, and then she knows what she is doing. That's like you catch your man cheating, but you know you're cheating, and you're sitting there trying to hold his feet to the fire for cheating, but you were cheating too. So how much judgment can you really pass on him for something you're doing too?
Yeah, but at least they both cheat. Two cheaters. Like, I'd rather two cheaters be together than a cheater and a faithful person because you're wasting that faithful person's time. So I wish Boston would just move on, unless she cheating. Then they all can just have a circle of whatever
I
because
mean,
you know
if
two
Boston
cheaters
was the
together.
first girl, I could understand why she would stick around. I
Yeah,
wouldn't
but it's
say
not.
she could.
But then you got to fight every girl. Like, how many girls you gonna fight for this dude? Like, because as soon as you get rid of Ty, he's gonna find somebody else.
That's very true, but I could understand if
I
she chose to
can't.
stick around more than
I don't
Ty.
understand. I understand why she would stick around more than Ty, but I don't think she should stick. I think it's dumb to stick around because he's showing his true colors to both of y'all. Because there got to be a reason that Ty keeps coming back too. Obviously, he's telling her stuff.
Yeah, that's just because she's just gullible and stupid. But with Boston, I feel for her because he was an adult male messing around with a freaking minor, and it's that whole grooming situation that these older men do to these young girls. And if she can't figure out or get the help she needs to get over that particular part of abuse, because that's abuse, um, she's gonna forever keep being in this cycle, and we'll see her in 10 years fighting somebody who's younger because she's stuck on a guy
He
who
don't want her either.
messed her up at 15,
Yeah,
you
and
know.
then he don't really want her because if he wanted her,
He
he'd be
doesn't.
faithful to her.
And that's the part that's really sucky. Like I said, this older man got a hold of her because he's what, 34, right?
I think so.
Something like that.
So if he's 34, 12 years ago, he was 22. She was 15. Like, that's just jacked up in all kinds of ways that us as society, we haven't really even began to understand how the grooming, how these men get these young girls to think certain ways, do things for them, and then they're stuck.
Yeah, and then in
So,
a lot of cases, those are the the men are those girls' first love. So it's going to be
mhm,
hard for them to
to even
get
get
away
out
from
of that
it.
and
Mhm.
the
It is,
toxicity
but
behind it, it's
it sucks.
crazy.
She gonna be doing this for the rest of her life, probably.
Yeah, that's the
There's a
part
good
that's
chance
really
it
sad.
probably will, because that's
Oh,
her
9
first
times out of
love.
10, yeah. But that's what I'm saying. So she's just gonna be fighting woman after woman, but she ain't never gonna have him. That
No, because
sucks.
he's gonna be in jail.
Well, he gonna be in jail, and he's always gonna need that one that he's gonna always need another person because he needs somebody giving him more money than what she giving him.
Right. Well, at least
And
she
I
ain't
think
giving
he's
him
just a
everything.
player because if he can sit here and just be like, "I love you, I love you, I love you," it ain't even like he just saying sweet things. Like I mean, he's saying stuff that to me would be hurtful if I was in love with somebody and they're telling somebody else, "I love you," and this and that, and you know what I mean. Like that stuff hurts. So I don't know. And I'm
Yeah.
sure she's read messages that they sent back and forward, so she know he's saying stuff that he shouldn't be saying. But all she
Yeah.
cares about is the same, just like Ty. Just as long as you're saying you love me, like, oh, I'm so happy again. It's like it's more to love than that. That ain't love on neither one of they on none of their parts. Only person that probably is really in love is Boston, and it's sad because, like you said, she was groomed as a kid, and she don't know how to get out of this situation that you know what I'm saying he put her in. But he also, to me, shows her that he don't really care about her. So it's sad just because she can't see it either.
Yeah, and then the other thing is, we don't know how much money Boston has spent on him. He
Yeah,
admitted to Ty the $600 for the stimulus,
yeah.
but considering the fact he's been lying, that may not be the only money that he got from Boston.
Yeah,
He's,
I don't think it's the only
yeah,
money. I'm just saying, like we know she has put money in there for
yeah,
sure because they admitted that, but it's probably been way more. I mean, they've been together a long time, and he's been locked up. I don't know how long he's been locked up, but you know, but I just feel like unless he's faithful when he's on the outside, it ain't worth her time, man.
yeah.
Yeah, on
It
the
really,
inside, all he can do is phone sex and all that, but yeah, he might enjoy these pretty women throwing themselves at him when he come out. He'll be like, oh shoot. And if he in the music industry, he might be like that already.
yeah. All right, Sean. So, what are your opinions?
Yeah. Oh boy, I had to go get my hoodie on. Uh, since I didn't want to be like Ty, the only person without a hoodie. Um, she she has to mature. Um, my thing was that when because last week I was like, okay, she fought the girl, and I thought that she was fighting the girl because of the news. But this week she was like, oh, this is the first time I ever fought a girl over another guy, over a guy. So I was like, okay, that was your whole motive from the jump. She came out and did her little confession about how she what was she was saying how she didn't think this would happen to her. She should have more control over the situation because he's in prison, and and she don't have to worry about that ever happening to her because he's in prison and he can't do nothing. And it done showed her that it does happen. So now I wonder what she's gonna do now. Is she's not gonna stop dating prisoners and go to people, date people in the real world? Then the other thing too was the uh that wand thing. Now I'm a little naive, so I don't know how that thing works. So I looked it up because I was thinking, I was like, good lord, because when she
Oh,
pulled
okay.
it out, she pulled it out. I was like, good lord, she put that whole thing inside of her. Yeah. So I was like, that gotta hurt. And so I'm just saying. So once I looked it up and I saw how you supposed to use it, the lady was showing it, and she didn't show it on herself. So don't like
Okay.
disrespect. So she was showing how you used it, and then I saw how you used it, and then it went to Hottie, and I saw how not how to tie, and how she was using it because the lady was using her hand to move it, but Ty just had the thing just laying there. And according to the woman, you're not supposed to keep it there for more than 10, 15 minutes because it can damage some stuff. And she was just standing there, and I was like, good Lord. Oh, okay then. Uh, then the other thing on that too was that the cameraman. I was like, these here cameramen, and she's allowing the cameraman to see her. I'm pretty sure they didn't show it, but I'm pretty sure she probably was like, "Oh, you can come in and watch me put it on." So, but that right there threw me for a loop. Then, as she had the conversation with Hottie, and the conversation as they were showing, Boston was having the same conversation, pretty much talking about how much I love you. You the only one. Well, not the only one. You're number one. You my number one. And she was eating it up. At first, when they were showing Ty and her facial expressions, I was like, okay, is that being sarcastic? Does she really know that she's not number one? But then when she's like got all a little bit happy at the end of it, I was like, oh, okay, so she fell for the okie doke. She drank the Kool Aid. And then she was mad because he didn't do the video call. And when they had showed Boston, I was like, I wonder if he was on the call with Boston when she's supposed to been on the call with her. And then that's when he was talking to her. But that's probably was done from an earlier time frame. But I do feel bad for Boston because she talking about she was there for 11, 12 years. Um, I'm the main person. Now, this guy, he's showing you how he feels about you because he's not faithful to you while he's behind bars. So if he was out there with you, he probably wouldn't be faithful to you because he have access to more women. So she should move on. Let it go. Yeah, you got yourself a hoodie out of it. Yeah, you got whatever else you got out of it. But move on, because you're young, and she can find someone else. Ty uh, situation. Um, she already have buku men on the prison websites, so she don't need this man. Like I think Reese was saying that she wants to be the one that's in control of the breakup, so it had to be done on her terms, so she can feel like she won. So she's gonna be, well, I don't know how long they're gonna be doing it, but if she don't change that, then the next prisoner that has a main squeeze and she find out that she's a side chick, she gonna have to do that again. And she's about to be in her 40s, so she need to get it together because as she gets older, those guys gonna be dating younger women, and she ain't gonna be able to be beating up no 23-year-old woman or 27-year-old woman when she's in her 50s. Bones might not be able to take it. So hopefully she can move on from that lifestyle or find the right one prisoner and stick with that guy. So, but maybe Hottie might be the guy for her since he's going to be in there for 40 years. And that's why she's fighting so hard for him, because she know that if she get him on lockdown, that he's not going anywhere because he's going to be in prison for 40 years, and that can build up their relationships where they're good to go. And then the whole fight scene, I agree too, because when she took the water and just dabbed it, I was like, "What are you doing?" And then old girl came across the table, and I was like, "Oh well, that's the end of that fight." So you don't put yourself in a situation if you're gonna fight someone you know you're gonna fight this individual. She should have set it up to where she had more control of the be at a better advantage of beating up the other person instead of that person whipping her tail. Because I do believe she's going to get in some good licks before the producers was able to run over there and try to stop it. And that whole scene too, because how Ty had came up, and she already had her mind. I think she was waiting for something to break, something to go off, because that's why she's being disrespectful to the friend, saying hello, Miss Irrelevant, because she was hoping that maybe the friend would have stood up, and then now she can go ahead on and fight. Now I wonder if they would have did it. Would Ty friend would have jumped in the fight too? If that had been a double team thing. Um, Ty, yeah, she too old for all that foolishness, and she need to move on with her life. Go back to BB. BB, he seems to be faithful because you ain't having no baby mama issues or other woman issues with BB. So go to BB. Yeah. So yeah, that's it.
Okay. All right, well, that's good takes there. Um, okay, so I guess we can move on to Gabby and Chris. All right, so we see that Gabby and Essence, they're headed to Chris's release. So things are awkward between the two ladies as they drive over due to their conversation from last night, where Essence told Gabby that she believes, she could be, a gold digger and in it for what Chris can do for her. So they park the car and they wait for him to come out. So they say that they had been there since 7 in the morning. They never told us what time it was, as they were saying this. So it was, so I'm not for sure how many hours they were out there, but they did make it seem as they had been out there for a long time. All right, so they find out that he is actually not being released. And so they started driving away. And so Essence calls her mother, and the mom, Chris's mom, she calls to the prison and finds out that Chris is actually getting out tomorrow. And so the ladies, they were driving home and they decide that they're going to go ahead and stay close by, get a hotel room so that they can stay in the area so they can be there tomorrow when he gets out. Because the mom said he'd be getting out before 9 a.m. All right, so that was Gabby and Chris this week. Any thoughts, anybody?
Yeah, I'm glad that the sister and Gabby both wind up going there, because if the sister and the mom would have went and they was turned away, I don't think Gabby would have believed the that
Right.
so she'd have been all upset and then adding fuel to her fire of the reason why she need to separate Chris from the family. Uh, then the other thing was glad that the sister was there also to instead of Gabby, because then the sister would be able to tell the mom that yeah, we went there and wasn't able to get released because they wouldn't believe Gabby. So I'm glad that they both went. You know. Now my thing that I thought was messed up was that when the she pulled into the prison and they asked her why she was here and she told them to pick up somebody, I thought that they would have a better system to where they can
Mhm.
check at the gate, and say, okay, we come here to pick up Chris, such and such. And then they could have looked it up and told her then that, no, he's not scheduled for release today. And then that way she could have moved on instead of just sitting out there in the parking lot for as long as she was in the parking lot. And the blunt thing, she did it again in the bathroom. I think I looked it up and it did say that it's legal now to smoke marijuana in New York. So I guess she don't have to worry about any charges coming up on her later on down the road for that. Uh, and there's something else that happened. Because they was there. They had the little thing. She called her a gold digger. So hopefully too, that will show her the daughter, not meant the daughter, the sister and the mom, that Gabby's not in it for the money, because her emotions, how she was really upset, and it seemed genuine. That how she was feeling when she realized she couldn't see her man. And so hopefully the sister would talk to the mom and they have their little report and she can be like, well, yeah, mom, we talking. She seemed like she's genuine, and maybe that can help their relationship. However, once they watch all of the old film and how she disrespect the mom and disrespect the sister, and then say about how I want to get them out of the picture, that's going to pretty much destroy all the ground that she done gained, anyways. So yeah, that's all.
Okay. So, Johnny or Reese, any thoughts?
Um, Not too much. I feel like Sean really he said a lot of it.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, and then the fact that he didn't get out, kind of, or he didn't get out right then, kind of made that scene kind of just not a lot. I mean, I guess I really ain't got nothing for them. Yeah, because there wasn't a lot to their scene to me. So
Right. They didn't have very many scenes.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm with y'all. I think Sean covered all of it.
Now I
Okay.
wonder why the mom didn't call before they left, because she was the one that told them to go, right?
I think they were already in the process of leaving because you remember the guy came over to the car and told them that he wasn't being
No,
released.
no, I'm talking about the day before, because the
Oh,
mom
the
was
day
supposed to
before?
go. Because the mom was supposed to go with them, but the mom
Yeah.
said she's going to go in the morning because she didn't
Mm.
want to be there. So the mom should have known something then. And so,
Yeah, I don't know. I thought the mom wasn't going because she didn't want to be around Gabby overnight like that. And then it seemed like they had some kids with them too, so I was thinking maybe the mom was also staying back to keep the kids. But I don't know. But yeah. Okay. So our final couple, they brought him back. So y'all know that really grinded my gears. So it was Tara and Max, right? Okay, so Max is telling Alyssa that he canceled a date because Tara has reached out to him. Max says he wants to go see Tara, and Alyssa says that she wants to go because she wants to see what Tara looks like because she's convinced Tara is a catfish, right? So Max says no and admits that Tara does not know about his OnlyFans and that he sleeps in the same bed with Alyssa, right? And so I felt like that was pretty much all of their scenes. Y'all know I was upset having to watch it. So I wasn't in depth into it as I probably should have been. But yeah, because I'm just tired of Tara and Max. I feel like this is almost a forced fake thing they're doing for TV right now. But I don't know. You guys tell me, what do you think is going on with them?
Yeah, I mean, it it does kind of seem like it's fake because it like they just keep either using that other inmate or I don't know, or maybe it's just him trying to stay relevant. And after he couldn't get a hold of Tara, then he ran and found the other inmate, and I don't know, maybe they just got to force something at least until the end of the show. But I could see him even trying to find another inmate after all of them because the chick in Vegas probably not getting out. I think her trial starts this month or something, and then the other one, Tara, I don't know if she ever gonna come into the picture for real or not. Um, I did see her on who interviewed her, either Sherelle or Amber. One of them
One of the
I
two
think,
of them interviewed her.
yeah, I think it was Amber interviewed her, and she does look like her pictures.
Yeah.
Um, so she ain't catfishing him, but I mean, it is weird that she just won't see him, and maybe she don't look the same right now or something. I don't know. I don't know, but either way, like they are a waste of time. And then the only thing that I did like was how um Alessa she called him out about going on a giving up a date with a real woman because he talked to a woman he hadn't seen. Like we was talking about that last month or last week, and so I'm glad she called him out. Um, and I was looking at her, I'm like, she, even though she looked kind of oily and stuff, and probably like, I mean, but she still was super pretty. I was like, she's still pretty, even though, like, I mean, if she wiped the stuff off her face, she'll look pretty. So I like, even in a bad, like, like I feel like she didn't have her makeup on and all this stuff, she still was pretty. I'm like, I still don't get what the problem is. Um, and then he was like, he got all his secrets. I'm like, what? Like, why would anybody want to be with you? Because I'm sorry, if I found all that out, then it would be all, what I'm saying, it would be over again anyways. I found out you got the OnlyFans, you're sleeping with the chick, and y'all been living in the same house, sleeping in the same bed. I thought he's setting this up for failure anyways. So, but that's all I got about him. He annoys me too.
Yeah. So what did you guys think about when Alyssa was talking about the newest inmate, and she was like, she's on trial, for murder, she's not getting out anytime soon. And he was like, well, just because she's on trial doesn't mean she did anything. What did y'all think about? He got defensive really quick with his new chick. I mean, what he said was right. She could be found innocent, but it was just the defensiveness for a woman that you haven't seen, met, talked to. I don't know. That was a little odd to me.
Yeah, I thought it was odd too because he jumped to her defense real quick, you know. And I do agree too because someone is going to trial for something don't always means they're automatically guilty of it.
Mhm.
But yeah, he really shut that down. He shut that down quick. But also with them, the I was glad they came back. Yeah, because I'm wanting them to hurry up and be done with him. Quit dragging it on because it to me they could have did they whole all of their scenes together of him all of his scenes they could have did that on episode 1 the first five
Right.
minutes and that'd have been the end of him because they done skipped last week and they brought him back a little bit this week and then you got the season finale next week so they probably could have just waited till next week and show that because I'm pretty sure they're not going to show him go on the date with Tara because I'm pretty sure she probably canceled and yeah, because Alyssa, I do agree. I would want to go to see how she really looked, and to see if she's really going to show, and then also probably go to just to see how she looks to compare. You don't want this, but you want that. But it goes to show too that mom and them used to say, why pay for the cow when you can get the milk for free? So he don't want it because he getting it. Well, actually, he ain't getting it for free. They getting paid to sleep with this woman, and he's doing
Yeah.
it on live, TV and all that type of stuff. So OnlyFans.
I mean, and
So
she's not bad looking, so
yeah, she's not bad looking. She's a pretty woman, but maybe he don't want to be with a woman that do OnlyFans. Have sex with her. That against his standards. So and they doing all that stuff together. It's like they're in a relationship, but you just don't have the title of a relationship. And you showing it to the world with all that y'all do in y'all relationship. But I don't know. I don't know. This is the end of the road. I hope they start next week's episode with him, so that way they
yeah,
can be done, and they don't
exactly.
have to worry about watching. Uh, but they'll drag it out. Even if they did
Yeah,
stick with them, they'll drag it out. They'll give them 30 seconds, then go to commercial, and then they start talking about somebody else. And then
I
in the
don't even
middle of the
want him to come
show,
back. I don't want the little bonus clips of him and that
uh,
stupid little scooter. I don't want any of that stuff.
well, I'm pretty sure, yeah, yeah, because they ain't got nothing. They ain't got nothing. And he could be on the next Love During Lockup because if old girl is going to get, if she is found guilty, the Vegas chick, he's still gonna date her. So there you go, right there. They can love during lockup. There you go. He's on the next one. Yeah. So, but yeah, that's it. I ain't got nothing about Bad Max.
Okay. So, Johnny, do you have anything about Tara and Max?
No, I just want them done and over with.
Look, I second that. I'm just tired of them. I was excited last week when I didn't see them. I thought that was the end because they're supposed to be gone. No. So, yeah.
Yeah, because didn't you say that someone told you that they wasn't gonna be on for the whole season?
Mhm.
Yeah. So I guess that person didn't know what they was talking about.
Yeah, clearly because he's still lingering around.
Uh huh.
Ugh, annoying me every chance. So, yeah, because I had heard another couple was going to be introduced to us, but now we're at the end, so I don't see a new couple being introduced. I still see him around. So, yes, I'm not happy about that. Okay. Any other thoughts or ideas you guys wanted to discuss as far as last night's episode?
No.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I guess we'll go ahead and wrap it up here. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you hit that like button and the subscribe button before you leave the channel. And as always, thank you for watching and check us out. We're always here on Saturday doing a recap of Love After Lockup, Love During Lockup, and Life After Lockup. I think I got all of them in there. All righty. And so until next time, bye, friends.